Hey, baseball fans. Mike here, baseball collector. And as promised, here I am live at 8 o'clock Central Time on Sunday night. And on Wednesday night, the Baseball Hall of Fame will announce who the newest members that have been elected by the Baseball Writers Association to the Baseball Hall of Fame. So, what I want to do tonight is basically just talk through some of the players and answer y'all's questions, answer y'all's uh, comments, and I am currently trying to pull it up on my computer so that it's easier for me to read the comments because the comments that show up right here come on real quick and they go off real quick. So I am working on that right now. So again, thanks for joining me. I know it's a weird night. It's a football playoff night, and so most people are watching the game. We what is it? The Eagles are crushing the Vikings right now, 38-7. So, oh, hold on, I can hear myself. Mute that. All right, so now I can see the comments and check all that out. All right, hold on. Rob's already asking all this stuff. So I plan on this taking a little while, and I'm going to use cards to kind of tell the story of who I think should be in, why I think everybody should be in. What's up, AD? Um, the best thing to talk about, my name is Baseball Collector, but really my focus and energy is way more towards the Hall of Fame end of the spectrum. The greatest players of all time. That's who I really focus my collection on. What's up, Greg? Or AB Reg 1. So when I look at different Hall of Famers, my goal for each Hall of Famer is to do the following, and that's to get a PSA DNA auto of that player, manager, executive, whoever. I go after all of them. I don't just stick with players. I want to get a relic card if they have one, and there's a shocking number of players, especially early players, that don't have one. A rookie card, PSA rookie card graded if they're post-war. I want to now try to get a PSA graded last card if their last card was in the post-war era. If they have a 5-star autograph, I want to get one of those. And if they have any PSA registries from the different sets that I'm working on, 1940 Play Ball, 1953 Bowman Color, 1960 Tops, 1973 Tops, 1980 Tops, and 1992 Ultra. So if they have a card in that set, I definitely want to get that. So what I want to encourage you guys to do is while I'm talking and trying to read comments, y'all feel free to comment to each other, have discussions on the chat line, and make that happen. So back in December, the Hall of Fame Veterans Committee voted in 2 guys. They voted in Mr. Jack Morris. There's an autographed rookie card of Jack Morris. And they voted in Alan Trammell. And, hey, Perfect Fit Sleeves is on here. If you don't know have any Perfect Fit Sleeves, you should. Because, see, all my slabs will have Perfect Fit Sleeves around them tonight. So, Jack Morris, Alan Trammell, already in. Who's going to join them? Well, we find out Wednesday night. You can watch MLB Network, and they will make the announcement on who's going to make it. And let's just talk first about some guys that are not going to make it. And I've got the Hall of Fame tracker pulled up here. There's been about 200 votes so far that have been publicly disclosed, and that's about 47% of the ballots that are expected to be submitted. And the guys that aren't getting in for sure, that have almost nothing, are Johnny Damon is one. Scott Rowland's not getting in. I've got cards and autographs of other guys that I think aren't getting in. And this isn't they're not getting in ever. This is they're not getting in this year, for sure. So that's really what I'm talking about is 2018. And I'll make some comments like Johan Santana is not going to get in, but Santana has 2 Cy Young awards, and he's at 1.5% of the vote. That just goes to show you how packed the ballot is, and how really they need to get rid of some of this logjam that has backed up in the Hall of Fame ballot, because there's a lot of deserving players. I don't know that Johan Santana is a Hall of Famer in my opinion, but he was pretty dominant for a period of time, and that can be the case for Hall of Fame induction. Next guy who's not going to get in, that this is just crazy because you think you have 500 home runs, you're in. But this guy is not getting in this year, and that's Gary Sheffield. He has currently 9.5% of the vote. So let me go read some of these comments. Mike, can you use a 56 mantle PSA 10 300 cards from Mike Payne? Sure, you can send me a... No, I have the PSA 10 96 mantle, actually. Tarkus, so appreciate that. All right, moving on. So Sheffield not getting in this year. Another guy that I think actually should get in, but will not this year, and in fact his ballot isn't looking good. It's pulling up what percent he has. He's at 10.6% currently, and it's Billy Wagner, reliever or a closer basically for the Astros for a long time. Another guy who's never going to get in, and he has 600 home runs, and he's not going to get in, certainly not this year, and it's Sammy Sosa. So, sorry, Sammy, you're not getting in the Hall of Fame this year. In fact, your voting is only getting worse. You are down to 11.6% of the vote. So, sorry, Sammy. Now, here's a player that I actually think should get in. I would call him one of the best second basemen of all time, and that is Mr. Jeff Kent. Here's an IP autograph on the Astros. Jeff Kent won MVP in 2000, I believe. Was just an amazing hitter as a second baseman. Should get in at some point. I think he's more of a Veterans Committee kind of guy, that very appreciated by his peers, but the writers, just for whatever reason, don't show the love for him, because he's only at 12.6%. So, sorry, Jeff, you're not getting in this year either. Another guy that for me is really borderline, although he was just incredibly good for a really long time, and that's Mr. Fred McGriff. This is my McGriff autograph on card, tier 1. So I try to get autographs of guys that I really think are going to get in at some point. McGriff is, again, I think an incredibly likely Veterans Committee type of guy that will get in at some point in his life. He's at 18.1%, which I think is really sad, but it does give a testament to how just packed this ballot is. All right, the first of the guys that are definitely not getting in, but certainly should, really. I mean, at the end of the day, and whoever just said McGriff is stuck in Dale Murphy territory is absolutely right. I think that was DB. So, Manny Ramirez, not getting in. Obviously, he's a PED story. Amazing player. Like, on his baseball merits alone, of course he's a Hall of Famer. First ballot, quite frankly. He's obviously a goofy dude, and probably ever, but had an amazing career, had a Hall of Fame career, and just made too many mistakes. Got caught with PEDs too many times. Here's one of the most surprising vote thing that's going on for me is Omar Vizquel. And from a hobby standpoint, Vizquel stuff is nuts, because there's a couple of guys in Puerto Rico that for a long time just went nuts on his cards. That's slowed down quite a bit. So you can get his stuff incredibly cheap now, but he's in everything. It's hilarious. Vizquel, amazing defensive player, better than Ozzie Smith. Well, maybe not better than Ozzie Smith defensively, but really close, and just an amazing fielder. But hitter, very, very average, if not below average hitter over his career. He was in the league for so long. He was kind of an accumulator of statistics over his career, but never really dominant offensively, just very mediocre. But he's got 30% of the vote. So 30% of the vote for Vizquel, which means he might be on a path where people start making room for him in the Hall of Fame. A guy that I think deserves way more attention and is not getting it. I'm about to show you where he is, because I can't remember. Is who just said first ballot for Vizquel? Seriously, Dustin? That's not right. Larry Walker. Larry Walker toiled in, I say toiled, he was very successful in Colorado for a really long time. Larry's at 41.2% of the vote, which means to me he's on a trajectory to get in. If you look at his numbers, they're insane. Coors Field or not, Larry Walker is a Hall of Famer, absolutely should be in, and I think will get in eventually, but not this year. Another guy who I think is going to get in, but is just being kind of a jackwagon personally, and that's what's holding him back right now, is Mr. Curt Schilling. Here he is in a Phillies uniform. Look at that, Ray and Mike-O, if you're watching or if you watch later. Curt Schilling of amazing postseason success and an incredibly good career. Never put up like crazy numbers, but had some really good seasons. He's at 65% of the vote, so he is definitely, there's no ketchup stain, no bloody sock on the Schilling card, but he is definitely on a trajectory to get in. And I think without his kind of personal issues clouding the minds of the voters, he would already be in, or at least certainly this year. So I think he's going to get in. Another guy that the more and more I look at his stats, I think he absolutely should be in. And that's the next guy on my list, who might actually squeak in this year. He's at 72.4% of the ballots that have already been submitted, or disclosed, I should say. And that's Mike Mussina. Here he is. There's an autograph of him on the Yankees. A longtime Oriole. Really good career. Mussina had the problem, and I think Baseball Card Junkies said this last night when they were talking about this subject. Mussina was the product of being in a bad era. Did my feed go away? I'm just hearing that maybe y'all can't see me. But I think Mike Mussina is going to get in, and it might even be this year. So hopefully that happens for him soon. Really great pitcher, really great career. Now, here we get to some of the controversial people. Y'all have probably heard me say before on my channel that I'm a big Hall guy, meaning I think that if they were great, they should be in. PEDs be damned. During the PED area, you don't really know who was clean and who wasn't. So if you just take that era and say, all right, you can take that era and go, who were the great players in that era? Regardless of what was going on, you know who those players were. Period, paragraph. And the next two guys were perhaps the best players ever at their position, and with or without steroids. So I've got a bunch of cards of these guys that I'll show off. And the first one I'll talk about is Roger Clemens. So there's one of my Roger Clemens autographs. I got him on the Immaculate Marks from my set. There's the regular version numbered to 49. Here's the red version numbered to 25. I think this is number 25 of 25. Ooh, eBay 1 of 1. Just kidding. Clemens. I don't have a relic card of Clemens yet, and I don't have a slabbed autograph of Clemens yet. That will happen at some point. I do have his rookie card, and plenty of them. They're over in the Beast over there. So next is Barry Bonds. Are you kidding me? Best hitter I ever saw is Barry Bonds, and I've ever seen in my life. Pujols is second to Barry Bonds in terms of just pure hitter. Holy crap. Um, and then Josh Hamilton would be third. Hamilton did some things with a baseball bat that you can't imagine. But Bonds, of course, he's a Hall of Famer. Here's his Immaculate Marks autograph on card, number to 25. I've got his red autograph as well, numbered to 10. And this stuff ain't cheap. What's cool about his is on the back, it's also got the Barry Bonds hologram there, the 25 or whatever it is that he does. Here's my certified autograph of Barry Bonds. It's a Gem Mint 10 1996 Topps card. So, yeah, Barry Bonds has a beautiful autograph. It's shockingly pretty. And so both of those guys are at about 65%. And again, they are really, really trending towards getting elected. Probably not this year. And Ray from Philly has a theory, and the other guys on MLB Network, they had a show the other day that kind of talked about all the guys up, similar to what I'm doing tonight, only it was a bunch of guys that know a lot about baseball. And Ray from Philly has the same theory that they do. It's looking like a 2021 year for Clemens and Bonds. And the reason why is they're not going to get in this year, although they're going to get close. Next year, you've got Mariano getting in, and they're not. Most of the writers are probably not going to want to tank that election. And then after that, you've got Jeter, the year after that. So 2020. So by 2021, all these kind of legendary players will be cleaned off the ballot, and that'll make a lot of room. Like, okay, a lot of the older writers that are currently not voting for Clemens and Bonds will probably start to be siphoned off of the deal. For first-time voters, by the way, and there's a lot of first-time voters, 90% of them have voted for Bonds, and 100% of them have voted for Clemens. So, as older voters leave the pool of voting and newer voters come on, you're going to see the percentages for Clemens and Bonds go up, because those newer vote writers just are like much less old school, much less. They just don't care as much about the PED issue because it was so rampant and everywhere. Just like I think, how do you know? Do we really know anybody was clean? Really? And who cares if they weren't? They were all playing on the same playing field, and there you go. Next. There are 5 guys that I haven't talked about yet that I really think are going to get in on Wednesday night, which will make, if 5 get in, then there'll be a class of 7, including Morris and Trammell, which will be the largest class ever. The first class had 6 players, so in 1936. So it'll be just an amazing class of Hall of Famers, and really, again, like I said, clean the ballot up quite a bit. The first guy that I think is going to get in, last year he only missed election by 5 votes, and right now he's at Tarkus. What about Dave Kingman? I hope he's talking about Dave Kingman, slugger back from the 70s. So you guys watching this later won't be able to see the comments, so I'll try to tell you what's being said. But this guy I'm about to show, again, missed vote last year by 5, and he's already plus 11 in the net vote from returning voters. So it's Trevor Hoffman, who, oh, by the way, 601 saves in his career, second all time to Mariano. Of course he's a Hall of Famer. People that say he's not a Hall of Famer because he didn't pitch innings or blah, 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 that's a bunch of crap. But Trevor was one of the best of his time, and he played on really crappy teams. So imagine if he would have played on, those Padres teams were terrible. He could have been even better. A lot of those years, the Padres were terrible. Here's my certified autograph of Hoffman. It's a Mint 9. It's from 96. I guess that's Leaf certified signature series. So what's cool and great is on Wednesday, and like a lot of you that are Hall of Fame collectors, right now your Trevor Hoffmans and your other cards of players you think are going to get in are in one section of your collection, and they're going to get to be moved over to the Hall of Fame section of your collection. And that's one of my favorite things that I get to do on Hall of Fame election night. here is Hoffman's rookie card. It is 1992 Bowman. And so this is for my post-war Hall of Fame rookie set if he gets elected. This is a mint 9. His 10s are going for crazy money right now in this card. And a 9's literally a third of the cost. So I went with a 9. And I only got it recently because I was like, crap, I don't have a Trevor Hoffman rookie card. So I went out and got one. It's definitely cheaper to get them now than after Wednesday. Just like every year, whoever gets elected, their stuff will spike and then it'll kind of head back down. But getting one of those is good. The other guy, Dustin Bellinger, just said that he thinks this guy's going to fall backwards on the ballot. He's currently actually higher than Trevor Hoffman. He's at over 80%, and it's Edgar Martinez. Certainly first, one of the best DHs of all time. And here is his 2012 5-star autograph. It's numbered to 206, I think. 208, excuse me. Edgar Martinez right there. I also bought 2 of his 2017 5-stars, not on purpose, but 2 from the same seller. I put bids on them, and I won them both, so I didn't really mean to win both of them, but I did. There's one. That's the purple, numbered to 50. Here's the blue, which I do love, the blue 5-star autographs this year, numbered to 25. I don't like them otherwise. And then Edgar's rookie is 19. It's really funny. He's got 188 card, really, and it's the Fleer. And here's his Fleer rookie card in a mint 9. Again, PSA 10s for Edgar are really going up quite a bit. So I really think Edgar's going to make it, although Dustin just brings up a good point. Edgar's not tracking really well. He missed last year by 73 votes. And so that means 73 people have to vote for him that didn't vote for him. He's only getting 80% of votes from the first-timers. So that's not a really great percentage from the new voters. So he's really got to pick up some momentum with the guys that haven't voted for him in the past. So we'll see if that happens. I think he's going to get in. He's over 80 now. He only needs 70% of the vote for the remaining ballots that haven't been disclosed. So we'll see. And the last 3 are the absolute they're getting in. We can literally start making their plaque right now for the Hall of Fame because they are over 90%, all 3 of these guys. And no question they should all be Hall of Famers. Absolutely. So it's not even worth discussing if they should be in. First guy, 600 home runs, really. First ballot all the way. I have a couple of autographs of Jim Thome. This is one from him on the White Sox. It's a 08 Upper Deck Spectrum. The autograph is a near mint 7. And you can see why it's really shaky there. And Thome has a really just ugly autograph in reality. This isn't in person, and it just looks like he scribbled it. Like, it doesn't even look like his name compared to this one. This is a mint 9. It's on an old Upper Deck, one of those multiplayer cards, but they cut out part of it. And I think he's on the Phillies here. Yep. He's on the Phillies in this card. But that looks more like Jim Thome. And that's a mint 9. So there you go. I already have a swatch of Jim Thome. There's a sweet swatch from that Sweet Spot, Upper Deck Sweet Spot from maybe 08 or something. There's that. I have 2 of his rookie cards. He's got several. There is the 91 Bowman. And again, his stuff's going nuts. Or this card especially, this 91 Bowman. Because if you think about 91 Bowman now, you've got Thome, you've got Ivan Rodriguez, you've got Chipper Jones, all in this set. So it's really cool. I got a mint 9. The 10s are going for crazy money. So thanks, Jack Frost. Jack Frost said, I'm showing some sweet cards. I appreciate it. I like having sweet cards. So the next one is his. He also has this rookie that's kind of pretty common. You can get this one relatively cheap. I got a Gem Mint 10 in this one in 91 Upper Deck Final Edition. So there you go. Let's see, is the game over yet, by the way? Doesn't look like it. Next guy is a guy that I really liked watching. He played for the Rangers for like a cup of coffee season. We did go to the World Series when he was with us, though. So it's Vladimir Guerrero. Unbelievable bad ball hitter, unbelievable hitter, period. 318 lifetime batting average, All-Stars galore, MVP, no question Hall of Famer. He should have gone in last year. Stupid writers. He'll get in this year. This is his second year on the ballot. He's at 95% of the vote already. And here he is, Vlad Guerrero. I've got several cards. This is a triple threads jersey autograph. It's a sticker autograph, so it's not that great. This one's numbered to 50, and it has him in an Angels uniform, which I'm not terribly keen on. This one's better. It's a Topps Tribute, and it's triple bat relic autograph. Sticker autograph again. Little window sticker autograph, but he is at least on the Rangers, so that's good. And then the obligatory 5-star. I have already gotten his 5-star autograph, or at least one of them. I don't know how many years he has 5-star autographs, but this is 2014. It shows him in the Expos uniform, which I love. It's numbered to like 143, I think, or so 149, which is kind of weird. So there you go. I've got a slabbed autograph. This is in a thicker holder, so it might be a little blurry on camera, but this is the same year of triple threads, which I want to say was, I can read the back here maybe, like 2014, 2015 maybe. And it's a triple threads Rangers uniform, numbered to 75. Yep, but it's a Gem Mint 10 autograph, which is great. I do the Hall of Fame autograph PSA DNA set registry. And to do that, you have to have the blue flip with a grade. So that's what I'm doing. And the last guy, who is currently insanely at 98.5% of the vote. Whoever doesn't vote for Chipper Jones, like whoever didn't vote for Ken Griffey or these other greats of all time, needs to have their vote revoked. But I only have one Chipper Jones autograph, which is surprising. And then if you go Google or eBay Chipper Jones autograph, you'll know why I only have one. They are stupid expensive. He actually has a lot of autos out there, but they're just dumb expensive. And so I have one, but only one. But I happen to have one that I really like because it's got some shine to it. It's an old Topps one from 06, 07, Finest or something like that. And it's a Gem Mint 10. So in reality, do I really need another one? No, I've already got a Gem Mint 10. So someone just said the best Chipper Jones card to get is the 91 Topps Desert Shield card, which I agree. It's an absolute just awesome card. Rarer than obviously than his regular Topps, but no, I'm not going to spend hundreds of dollars just because it has a little extra foil on it that says Desert Shield. Here's his regular 91 Topps. I have this in an 8.5. I got this some time ago. I'm going to try to upgrade this to a 9 or a 10. Not that an 8.5 is bad. It's a perfectly fine placeholder for my collection. So then I've got the 91 Bowman. Oh, hey, who said Ben G 76 show said 91 Bowman after the Desert Shield? Well, there's the 91 Bowman. I also have that in a Mint 9. It's funny, guys want Gem Mint 10s in their collection, and so do I. I would love Gem Mint 10s in my collection. I can't afford Gem Mint 10s in my collection. A 9 is perfectly happy, perfectly good. I'll not make it out of focus. So that's a Chipper and a 9. The difference in cost between a 9 and a 10 is 3 times as much for a 10. It's exponentially higher for one grade, and it's a mint card. There's nothing wrong with this card. It doesn't say Gem Mint 10 on it, but I want to buy a lot of stuff. And so in order to do that, to me, I'd rather settle, so to speak, settle for a Mint 9 in a Chipper Jones rookie than a 10. That's just how I'm going to build my collection. And I'm going to take that collector grade kind of card every time because I can buy so many more of them for my collection than saving up and buying just one really good, high grade card of that. So anyway, that's going through the Hall of Fame kind of guys and seeing what's going on there. I'm gonna look at some comments here and see what you guys are saying because now kind of said everything I wanted to say. I did it in my around 30 minutes was my goal to do this. So Kevin O'Neill says, I agree the difference between a 9 and a 10. I'd rather have a 9 in terms of cost, the difference in cost. And so let's see what else he says. Yeah, I mean, if I can afford a 10 or it's reasonable for a 10, I'll get a 10. And I'm trying to do that on my Hall of Fame last card because typically those are significantly less expensive. And so that's great. I can afford a 10. I can get a 10 for 20 bucks or under. I'm going to try to do that for a Hall of Fame card. Let's see. Dustin Bellinger says, I believe the premium put on a PSA 10 is ridiculous. It's a bubble. That's interesting. A market bubble on PSA 10s that'll eventually burst. That's an interesting idea. Don't know that I agree with it because 10s are going to kind of hold their value, I think, for a long time. But let's see. What else? How much money one has to spend, he will spend it, says Rick. He ain't lying. Rob Lopez says Trevor Hoffman could have had 750 saves if he would have played for the Yankees. But Rivera was there. Maybe. Rivera was an amazing pitcher and had some, being a closer is not just about your stuff, although you need to have really good stuff. But so, okay, so some people are having technical difficulties. I'm sorry if you are. I don't know what to tell you. But I appreciate everybody tuning in and being here. Let's see. Yeah, if you look at the 9 between a 9 and a 10 on a card, there's really not much difference that you can see in the card itself. There might be some slight centering and issues, some other small imperfections in a 9 versus a 10, but in reality, you look at the two side by side and you're going, these look like the same card to me. But that's kind of it. I really wanted to just go through the ballot and talk about the different players that are up for election. I really, really appreciate everybody being on. Thanks to everybody that's been watching all my videos on doing my room and redoing my room and the case that my dad and I built. I hope everybody if everybody watched that trainer, or the trailer that I did last night. That was fun to come up with and make it kind of a superhero motif. So, all right. Let's see. Do I think McGriff will ever make it in the Hall of Fame? Yes, I do. And if you want to hear me talk more about it, when I'm done with this, you can go watch the replay of this and check out what I think about that. So thanks, guys, for everybody, for all the compliments and the support of my channel. Shocking. I'm already up to 600 subscribers almost, and I was only at 500. Just a month ago, maybe I was around 500, just over at 500, and almost at 600. So again, amazing support from everybody. Really appreciate it. Trying to get to 1,000 so I can, get to 1,000 and keep monetizing my channel. Although I haven't ever seen a check from Google. So let's see. Rick's asking about Gil Hodges. Gil Hodges should be in the Hall of Fame. might get in with one of the Veterans Committee. That's the only way he's going to get in is a Veterans Committee ballot. And next year, I think he's going to be on the Veterans Committee ballot to try that. So we'll see. But Gil Hodges should be a Hall of Famer for sure. And I have a couple of Gil Hodges cards, I think, somewhere. But I'm not going to dig them out because my time here is done. I appreciate everybody checking this video out, coming to watch, spend some time with me. Everybody watch on Wednesday. We'll see if I was right on who's going to make it into the Hall of Fame. Everybody have a good night, and thanks for watching. Everybody take care.